Good morning, students. So, today we discuss about the subtopic of your chapter legislature, that is parliamentary control over the executive. So, in our previous video, we discussed about the parliamentary procedures. So, how the parliamentary can control over the executives. So, we know that in a parliamentary democracy, the executive enjoys the power till the time he has majority in the Lok Sabha. So, who are the executive? We also discussed in our previous chapter that executives are like a council of ministers headed by the prime minister and the president. Attorney general of the India is also a executive. So, in the Lok Sabha, the Council of Ministers is from the ruling party, means is from the party who got the majority in the general election and make the government. And it is obvious that if it has a majority in the Lok Sabha, so it has the absolute and unlimited power in the hands of the majority party, or in the hands of the government, or in the hands of the Council of Ministers. If it has a majority, such a situation led to the dictatorship of the cabinet. Means if there is a majority in the Lok Sabha, so any of the person who had the power, he can use his power for their for their wishes. For the he can use the power arbitrarily. So in such a case, Parliament can check over the executive only through the so many procedures, so many instruments. So there is also one instrument is called a parliamentary privilege. So parliament privilege is to the member of the houses, because we often see that in the sessions that the ministers often blaming to each other, they are using some language about each other, but there is no proceeding, there is no cases against any of the member of the Lok Sabha, because they enjoy the parliament privilege. So through this we can the member of the parliament, means the either the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, because in the parliament we know that there is only not only a ruling party members, there is a opposition political party members also there, other parties member are also there. So there in through that the parliamentary control over the executive means who make law, who implement the law for the people. So parliament also check on that, that the executive didn't use their arbitrary power or didn't use the power in a wrong way. So there is so many instruments, like the first instrument is deliberation and discussion, second is approval or refusal of law, third is financial control, and the fourth is no confident motion. So first, deliberation and discussions, that we discussed in our previous video, in previous topic, that deliberation and discussion, members of the legislature get opportunity to deliberate during the policy resolution and bills. During the bill, there is a lot of readings. There is first reading, second reading, and third reading. So in that reading, there is a discussion. There is a session on the particular bill while making a law or not. So member has the power to deliberate, to discuss of the some of the policies, either it is wrong for the people or right for the people. So there is some procedures in the discussion, that is a question or and zero or, that also we discussed in the previous lecture. So question hour, the members of the parliament has the power to question to to the cabinet or the ministers of the country, of the government. And the zero or, there is also some zero or random questions. So they are discussed the very very relevant issues which are very need to discuss at that time. So this, in the through the deliberation and discussion, the parliament get the control over the, or get a check over the executive. So in this there is also some other opportunities, that to criticize the government, to present the problem of the constituencies, what are the problem in their states, in their constituencies. And if they also walk out from the session, protest against the government. So there is so many instruments through which the parliament control over the executive. And the second is approval and ratification or refusal get passed by the both the houses. What is get bypassed by the both the houses? Because if any law is implemented, if any bill is introduced before becoming a law, it has to be passed in both the houses, means both the houses get vote for the particular bill, either it become a law or not. So it is a power in the hand of the in the hand of the parliament, that it can approve some law or it also can refusal some laws. So third is financial control. So preparation and obligation. Financial means budget. To make a budget for a year, it is a obligation to the government by the constitution to prepare the country for a year. Parliament, the member of the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, can inquire the government funds. So can inquire the every receipt. Can he can question to the government where this amount goes, where we spend this amount, what is the expenditure of country, what is the revenue. So each and every account can inquire by the parliament, by the any member of the parliament. No money withdraw without the consent of the member of the house. The money bit, if we have some policies, and if we have built some dams, so it has been discussed in the parliament, in the both the houses. So with the permission of the member of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, the government can withdraw any of the money. Without their consent, the government cannot withdraw any money. So last is no confident motion. That is most important, that also we discussed in our previous lecture. So no confident motion means, it is a no confident motion, it was a motion that is by the opposition party in the Lok Sabha against the government. Because if in this motion, the ruling party, the government has to show their majority. So government has proved their majority, otherwise government has to resign. If the no confidence motion is approval by the presiding officer, is there is a no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha. So if government has to prove their majority, there is a voting system in the between the members of the Lok Sabha. If only by the one vote the government lose the majority, so government has to resign. So this is about the instruments through which parliament control over the executives. In our previous video, I'll discuss about so many motions. These are also the part of the, like the censor motion, cut motion. These are also the part of the instrument that the parliament control over the executive, so that executive can't use their power in a wrong way, can't use the power in an arbitrary manner. So this is about the instruments. So I hope you understand and you like the video. And those who are new in this my video, I'm linking the previous videos link in my description, so you can see from there the previous video, so you can easily understand this topic. So thank you so much, have a nice day.